In this video, you will learn using the around advice in the Spring AOP. Here we have the Maven project, and you can see we added the dependency for the Spring context. So we need to add another dependency for the aspect that is Spring AOP. For this, let's go to the browser and look for the aspect Maven dependency. We have the first link. Okay, so that is Maven repository. You can see here is the latest version. Okay, so we copy this to our pom.xml. So let's paste this and save the project. Okay, here we have the dependency for the Spring aspect. Okay, you see it is building, that is 75%. Okay, so let's go to the app.java. Inside the app.java, you can see we have the instance of the config application context, that is our Spring context. And in the app config, we declared the configuration annotation, and we also have the component scan, which scan all the stereotype annotation that we will have. Now we will start with the model, that is the data transfer object. So let's create an image for the model. Okay, new package and name this model. So inside this we will create a new class, and the class will be user. So here we have the user. Let's have a field private int id, and then we need a private string username. Okay, so and let's generate a getters and setters for this. Generate getters and setters, select all, generate. Okay, so the next thing we will create is that we need to create a service class where we will define a method that will be intercepted, okay, by the Spring aspect. So let's create a new package again and name this user service. Okay, and inside this we will create a new class, that is user service. New class user service. Okay, so inside this class we will have the method that will be intercepted by the Spring AOP. We will define the aspect class. So let's have a public void safe user. This will have the parameter of the user. Okay, so and this will have, let's have a logger that we will log the user, that is from this method. So logger equal to logger.get logger followed by the user service dot class dot get name. Okay, so and inside this we will have a logger.info, and we'll pass saving user, and we provide the user. We concatenate with the user.get username plus with ID, then get the ID again for the user.get ID. Okay, so saving the user plus the username, and then with ID, then the ID of the user. So this method, we will use the Spring aspect to intercept this method. Okay, now before then, let's get the reference to this in the Spring context. So we need to add this to the Spring context using the add component, and then go to the app.java, get the reference service, user service. Before then, let's have the user equal to new user, user dot set ID 1, user dot set username Aliyu. Okay, so and we will get the reference to the user service class in the Spring context. User service equal to context dot get bin by type, that is user service dot class. So we will call this method, that is save user service dot, here it is save user, and pass this user that we just create. Okay, so remember we are passing the our app config to the constructor, that is to the as parameter in the annotation config application context. Okay, so let's save the changes inside the user service so that we don't have this error. Okay, so let's test before adding the aspect, before starting the implementation for the aspect. So it works fine. Okay, now let's have the implementation for the aspect. Okay, so we need to go to the app config phase and enable the aspect using the enable aspect j auto prosy. Okay, so we need to create a new class that will intercept the method. Okay, so and this first, let's create a package to have the, that is the package aspect, and inside this we will create a new class and let name it service monitor. That is the aspect that will monitor our service class or service package. So we need to first have this as the Spring bin, and then annotate it with aspect, that is it is the aspect. So using the @around, we need to define the method that will intercept this. Okay, @around followed by our point code. Okay, so now the point code, we use the aspect j expression language. So let me copy this from here, and you can copy it and have the name for your package. Okay, to get the name for your package, you will go to the user service, and you can see here is what we have, coding techniques.service. Okay, so here in the service monitor you can paste this, and this is our point code. We are defining where the method, it will find the method that it will be intercepted. Okay, this means that the intercepted method must be in the service package. Okay, and we also have the star. The first star means the intercepted method may have any return type, and we have the second one, which means that the intercepted method can be in any class. We also have this one, which means that the intercepted method can have any name, and we also have this, which means the intercepted method can have any parameter. So let's define the method, and the method will be, let's set a public void for this and call it log. We pass the parameter that is proceeding join point followed by join point, like this. Okay, so let's define the logic here. So we'll use this join point to call, that is to call this method, that is our method in the user service, by calling the proceed. This method we are calling the save user. Okay, so, and this will throw an exception. Let us throws declaration. Okay, so we use @around advice to intercept the method, and we can, using the @around, we will print something before the method execute, and as well and as after the method is executed. Okay, so let's define a logger here that we will print something, logger. Okay, so let's print something before the method is executed, and after we call the method, that is after the execution of the method, we need to print something again and we will check to see how it works. So logger dot info. So let's just write before the method execute. Okay, and let right after the method executed. Okay, so by having this, now we will have the method being intercepted by our log method. Okay, so let's print this, and you can see, so you see we have this before the method is executed, and we also have this after the method is executed, and you can see we have the method save user here. Okay, that is, we have the before the method execute and after the method execute. So we have successfully intercept the save user and print the something that is before the execution of the method and after the execution of the method. Okay, so that is not only what we can achieve with this. Let's try the example that is similar to the real world, that is real world scenario. So let's call this method monitor performance. Now we need to calculate the method, we need to calculate the time that it takes for the method to be executed. Let's name it monitor performance. Monitor performance. Okay, so and for this, let's call, we use the, that is along, and call this start time equal to system dot current millis. Okay, and let's duplicate this here and call this end time. So here we set it execution time for the method is okay plus, then we minus the start time in the end time minus start time. Okay, so here we provide the monitor performance method that will monitor how it takes for our safe user to be executed, that is the time. Okay, now we can print this. Let's print this. Okay, you can see execution time for the method is 188, that is millisecond, and here we have successfully intercept the method again. Okay, so we also have way to express this. Okay, that is the point code. We will decide to define a method. Let's call this public, like p1, and public void, public void p1, and add point code. Then let's add this point code here. But we need to add it within. Okay, so now instead of using this expression, we can use this method, since this method represent the expression that we have here. Okay, so let's try to add this method like this. We will just call the method p1. Okay, so let's save the changes and try to run again. Okay, you can see the execution time for the method is 205 again. Okay, that is how we can alternatively express our point code. Okay, so this is what we have with the around. See you in the next video.